Hey, Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz here with Top Gun Options and your market intel brief. Let's get right to it, folks. At Top Gun Options, we're overall market neutral right now. It's all quiet on the Western Front, but it's a little too quiet, folks. Volatility is plumbing lows that we haven't seen since July of 2011, folks. So we are seeing some absolute lows in volatility. One of our rules of engagement here at Top Gun Options: when volatility is cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. Volatility is incredibly cheap right now, and it just looks like the invisible hand of the Fed seems to be lifting this market gently skyward. Even Bernanke's no QE3 for you comments in front of Congress a couple weeks ago didn't spook the market liquidity drunks, and the party continues until it doesn't. Folks, it will end. It's not a matter of if, but when. And at Top Gun Options, we've identified a potential target based on our overall strategic mindset. And that target, USO. That's the United States Oil ETF, currently trading at about 40.66. Let's take a look at our strategic mindset specifically. Well, at the beginning of February, the Washington Post reported that Secretary of Defense Panetta believed that Israel would strike Iran potentially as early as, quote, April, May, or June. And then nearly 2 weeks later, the head of the Russian General Staff, General Makarov, was quoted as saying, Iran is a sore spot. I think a decision will be made by the summer. Now, folks, I have several heavy friends, and not heavy in weight, heavy in rank. That's the Navy term for high-ranking officers deployed as commanding officers of fighter squadrons out there on the tip of the spear in the Nag in the northern Arabian Gulf, who confirm that tensions are much higher than reported. And the intel gathering we've done on this trade at Top Gun Options has been significant. And even if Obama bribed Netanyahu to keep cool until after the elections by promising him bunker busters or whatever he did, we still have the approaching summer travel months where oil tends to spike, and the oil CEOs are typically dragged up in front of Congress by leaders who don't understand the word supply and demand. I believe AAA came out today with a report about $3.85 cents a gallon gasoline, and we're going to be seeing 4 by the summer. Some parts of California are already seeing 5. It's not going to get prettier. So let's take a look at the USO, and let's take a look at our 6-month radar for the USO. And we'll find out that we'll see some interesting things. First of all, it's seen a gentle climb up here, obviously due to the tensions in Iran and some supply and demand issues, some refinery issues, and some terrorism stuff that we don't have to fully get into. But we at Top Gun Options think it's found support around this 36 level. So, now that the intermediate threats have just cooled a little bit, like I said, USO's found support in the mid-30s, and, we've seen another spike on some saber rattling and some supply and demand issues. But on the let's close our radar down here to about the 20-day, and what do we see here? We see that it's starting to channel in a pennant formation, and we at Top Gun Options believe USO is poised to break out of this channeling, and it's going to be to the upside. So let's take a look at a trade that we added to our primary trade alert model portfolio today, and we actually got filled on this trade at 22 cents. The tactic is called a double vertical. It really is. It's a bullish trade on Afterburner, folks. It's 2 bullish spreads on top of each other. Essentially what we did was we sold the 36-33 June put spread 15 times, turned around and bought 15 of the June 43-46 bull call spreads. And like I said, we got filled at 22 cents, but just for the sake of our market intel brief, let's see what it's doing right now after market hours here. Looks like 24 cents. And let's analyze it, folks. Great trading platform here, Trade Monster. You can go to trademonster.com/TGO to open a free paper trading account where you can actually play with all these tools and a notional $100,000 model portfolio, just as we use here at Top Gun Options. But check this out. Love the thrust weight ratio in this trade. Nearly 1-to-1, 1 to 0.85. That puts a smile on my face. So we could potentially make just over $4,100 while risking about $4,900. That's just based on our strategic mindset. That puts a smile on my face, and I'm liking this trade. And obviously, for you political science majors, Navy guys like me, That's why it's called a double vertical, as you can see over here. You can also click on the spectral analysis side of their tools and move the trade around. Hey, what happens if USO at expiration hits that high strike price like we'd love it to? Well, there's our market gain and there's our percentage gain. $1,500 or 1,200%. Ain't too shabby a return. Well, what if it's a little less than that? Well, you can see what happens. It obviously decreases. There's our market gain, and there's our percentage gain as well. So you can play with these tools. Theta is initially not our friend here or actually is our friend because of the bull put spread, but obviously that bull call spread doesn't like Theta. And if it's all Greek to you on the Trade Monster platform, all you do is you simply click English there. So back to snapshot analysis. We like this trade. We'll just throw it in there. Like I said, we got filled at 22 cents today. It's looking like 24 cents right now. Still an excellent trade in our opinion, just based on our strategic mindset, folks, because guess what? Oil is here with us to stay, no matter how many Chevy Volts the president wants to shove down our throats, which production has been halted on, by the way, or how many solar companies get sweetheart deals that end up imploding, and we, the U.S. taxpayer, have to be on the hook for and go further into debt. And with the anti-drilling mentality and killing of projects like the Keystone Pipeline by this administration, black gold, it's here to stay, folks. And it's going to continue to be volatile as international and domestic issues dominate the headlines. This is just a quick snapshot of what's currently in the primary model portfolio, looking pretty good. An Amazon vertical up 62%, put this Bank of America diagonal on, Bullish diagonal on a couple days ago. It's up 20%. Still got a Morgan Stanley call hanging around. We're probably going to close out here for a nice profit. Put the USO vertical on today. Like I said, got filled at 22 cents. And at one point today, it actually traded as high as 30%. The trade was close to being up 30% in just a couple hours. So you can see how those double verticals really move with some afterburner attached to them. And then we put on a VIX diagonal, long-term bullish on volatility, but short-term bearish, like we talked about. It's way quiet on the Western Front here, so we got a VIX diagonal on. All of our members obviously have access to these trades and how we manage them in the trade management. So, folks, you can actually take a look. This USO double vertical that we just covered in our market intel brief is on our homepage. You can click on it right here and read all about it. You can also check out a recent live trade brief that I did on Tuesday where we covered that VXX, that bullish trade on volatility, long-term bullish, short-term bearish, that diagonal. So you can check that out for free here as well, just by going to topgunoptions.com. And finally, if you want to give this a test flight and say, you know what, I think this is pretty cool. These guys kind of know what they're doing. I like the discipline, the risk management, the eject criteria, the profitability targets they lay out. That's all you have to do. Click topgunoptions.com/advanced-trade alert and just scroll down to the bottom and you can take a pretty cheap test flight because obviously, folks, you don't want to get airborne in anything you haven't pounded around a little bit first in the flight simulator. So make sure you go to topgunoptions.com/advanced-alert and you can get airborne on a trial of our trade alert services and get many more potentially profitable trades, the USO trade or the Las Vegas double vertical we put on last week that returned over 700% in a week. From Monday to Monday, it made, I believe it was 709% return. So not too shabby. So, folks, that's today's market intel brief. Make sure you stop by topgunoptions.com/advanced-alert to get airborne on your trade alert trial so you can get access to all these trade alerts, all the trade management via text alerts, emails, and SMS, and obviously our member site. Buckley, call sign Wiz, saying happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, folks.